Hey Spirit Tribe, Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here today. We are taking a look at the month of November for Cancer. So wherever you happen to have Cancer in your birth chart, or if you're just wanting to check in on a Cancer, hello and welcome. So happy to have you here. What are you thankful for? Where can you show more gratitude? All right, it is a number 14, gratitude. Find reasons to be grateful for everything in your life. All things are possible with the Infinite Spirit's help and guidance. Be grateful for your family, friends, home, work, and financial blessings. Your only burden is your attitude when things don't go your way. When you decide not to let things get you down, you invite in happier times and more opportunities. The universal law of like attracts like is at play here. Life is constantly changing, so fill yours with gratitude. The affirmation: I am filled with gratitude and live my life in joy. Some good crystals to use while you meditate over all the things you have to be thankful for, grateful for, all of your blessings are iolite, sunstone, and rose quartz. I am filled with gratitude and live my life in joy. Yes, invite joy and happiness in. All right, please keep in mind that there are so many of us, so not everything may resonate, and that's perfectly okay. You can just set it to the side for someone else or for later even. You know, it may make more sense as events continue to unfold. Anything and everything is possible when we believe. So if it doesn't apply, you just go on ahead and you let her fly. No harm, no foul, no big deal. If you are new here, please keep in mind that I have had strokes, so you know that can really affect my memory. I can struggle to find my words or even get them out. I do get tongue-tied. I also have tremors, which can make shuffling and gripping onto things a bit of a challenge, especially when it feels like I'm being zapped in my hands. You know, whenever that happens, I tend to drop whatever I'm holding, cards included. I also have glaucoma, so sometimes I do have to bring things a little closer to my face so that I can see them properly. So just bear with me, you guys. You know, the messages get out the way that they are meant to eventually, right? Okay. Everything that you need to know about me, about this channel, you can find that in the description down below, especially if you would like to book a personal private reading with me, or if you would like to purchase something from my wish list, like a card deck or a candle, something for my family, something for my fur babies, or if you would just like to make a donation, that can all be found in that description box down below, so make sure you check that out. All right, this month from the Spirit Board, we are getting word messages. As you can see, there is a ring of words here. So all right, Spirit, for Cancer, November 2025, a word message. What is it that Cancer needs to know here? Ooh, you got future coming in. So Spirit is saying, you know, there's so much unknown, and that can be scary, right? But live in the present, prepare for the future, and speak positively over it, speak lovingly over it, speak life over it, because, you know, the future isn't yet written in stone like the past. You know, it is a blank canvas, and you can create whatever you want to create. When you dream it and believe it, you can absolutely achieve it, you guys. You know, it's just going to take some work sometimes on your part. It's not just going to happen if you don't put in the effort, right? So you might as well paint a masterpiece for yourself when it comes to the future, you guys. Take all the lessons you've learned, be present in the moment, be present in your life, plant good seeds, because what you do today affects all of your tomorrows. So, all right, future, what a good message there. Thank you, Spirit. All right, we're going to get the answer is simple oracle. We're going to get back to basics a little bit, see how we can make things a little more simple on ourselves. Ooh, you got a number 52, seek an expert. That's kind of giving me Alice in Wonderland vibes there. So, whether that expert is a medical professional, a lawyer, someone that has the information that you need. So, it could be housing if you're wanting to move. Maybe you're looking at a realtor or someone with knowledge that you don't have, right? Whatever it is that you're facing, seek out a person that can help you. We have a number 57, call your spirit home. So if you've been giving into ego, it's been pushing your precious pure spirit out of the way, further and further away from you. So you gotta tell ego, hey buddy, you need to calm your tits and call your spirit home. Your spirit loves you, and it doesn't like being just out there, blowing around. And look, there's a house there. So maybe some of you are really dealing with home related things right now. We have a number 41, look forward, you guys. Keep looking forward, keep moving forward. Make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings and enjoy the journey, enjoy the trip, and know that you are on the right path at the right time. We have a number 21, be patient. Ooh, getting called out a little bit there. Patience. Like, ooh, did you say patient? No thanks. It's really hard to be patient sometimes, especially if there is like a dire need, but a little patience goes a long way, you guys. It will be worth it in the end. All right, let's see what's going on in the love department for you this month of November, Cancer. So this can include yourself, family, friends, significant other, literally anywhere that you have love. So if you're like, hey Gigi, I really love my job, I really love the people I get to work with, the people I get to interact with, or my hobbies, that is all included here. So ooh, you got the crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So if you're like, hey Gigi, I don't want to have any babies, period, or I'm not having no more, don't come at me, you guys. It does say enterprise there as well, so maybe that is your baby. But for those that have been wanting to have a baby, I feel like this is a good sign. Maybe you asked for a sign and it's like, here you go, here's your sign. All right, we have the bull. Do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So for some of you, maybe you have Taurus in your birth chart somewhere, or maybe you're dealing with a Taurus or someone with Taurus in their birth chart, and it's totally okay if you don't know. We don't always know our own birth charts, let alone that of other people we interact with. But don't be a bully, that's coming through. Don't let anyone bully you. Stand up for yourself, and, things are going to work out. I know it may seem rough right now as you're going through the storm, but it won't always be this way. It can't rain all the time. You have the vase for secret admirer. Hey, maybe you're going to get some flowers. You also have the pail. It's time to get out of a situation. And I feel this has to do with housing, like where you're living. And, you got to seek an expert, and you got to be patient and keep looking forward and know that in the future things are going to be better for you. But it's a tough spot to be in right now. All right, let's see what's going on in career and finances for you this November, Cancer. I always like to know what's going on with my money, honey. I'm always like, hey, yo, give me $1 million. Like, how nice would it be if you woke up tomorrow and there's just $1 million sitting in your accounts? I'd be like, I manifested that. I sure did. All right, you have the carrot, opportunity or windfall. Yes, a golden opportunity, a golden windfall, a golden moment in your life. You have prayed for this. You have prepared for this. You planted the seeds in good soil. You made it known to the universe. Hey, this is what I need, and it would be nice if it's quick. I'll be as patient as I can be, but I really need this to happen, the sooner the better. You have the purse. Pay attention to your finances. So, you may have to pull them purse strings a little bit, Pay attention to where your money is going, Maybe you need to look over your statements, and maybe you have apps or something of that nature that you are paying for that you're not even using. That could be a way to cut a cost there. You do have the beetle for good fortune, good luck, because you also have the 4-leaf clover for great good fortune. So, tighten them purse strings, put a little more jingle back in your pocket, and I feel like, hey, career and finances is looking amazing for the month of November. So be more mindful, be more aware. I know the holiday seasons are upon us too. So, people are usually Christmas shopping, and things of that nature. So, all right, let's see what's going on in life for you, Cancer, for this month of November. Life do be lifing a little too hard sometimes. Your girl here is like, hey, yo, life, why don't you pump your brakes and use some Vaseline? And life's like, nah, bro, you can handle it. And I'm like, just because I can don't mean I want to, I want to coast on easy street a little bit. All right, you have the haystack. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. So either that makes you feel really good, really happy, or not so much, depending on what you've been putting out into the environment, right? You do have the harp for great happiness. Maybe music is one of your happy places, happy things to do. It boosts your spirit. Another way for you to maybe call your spirit home. So maybe this is reminding you, ooh, I got to start planting better seeds, and putting better things out there, because bad juju, we don't want no bad juju around here, right? We do have the carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. And I'm hearing spiritual as well here, you guys. So, calling your spirit home. Keep looking forward. Don't look behind you. There's nothing there in that rear view mirror, you guys. So rip that sucker off. But hey, at least you're arriving in style. You're not on foot like you are up there. And these last two flew out. So I'm going to read them together together. You have the bat. Take care. Enemies are working against you, so that's coming through. And this ugly ass vulture. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. So you're listening to your intuition, and your intuition is telling you, yeah, there are definitely forces working against us in a big way right now, but you know, I choose to feed the positive energy, and, you know, so that is what grows instead of the negative. You know, it hasn't always been that way, and it's not always easy for me to do. So it's not like I'm saying, ooh, it's one and done, and I never experienced depression or anxiety. You know, that's not the case at all. Anxiety and depression are both things that I have, and so you know, I have my good days and my bad days with it, you guys, and sometimes I handle things with grace and sometimes not so much. So but each day I do the best that I can, you know, when in that second or minute or whatever it happens to be, that things, you know, whoo, sometimes life do truly be life in too hard, you guys. So and this time of the year, they say, because, you know, if you're in the same hemisphere as me, it's fall, things are dreary, I don't get seasonal depression in the fall. Mine's in the summer because I don't like the heat, but I can understand it. You know, people that love to be outside and in the sun, and if they can't, you know, I get it. Or if you're snowed in, you know, for a great period of time, don't really bother me. I find things to do. I entertain my own self. But, you know, I get it, you guys. All right, we're going to get some messages from the moon. The moon is all about changes in our lives. You know, the moon herself goes through her changes, her cycles, her phases. From new to full, she is beautiful, wonderful, and amazing in whatever phase she happens to be in, and so are you. So let's get a message from Mama Moon here for Cancer for this month of November. All right, we have a number 41, Queen of the Moon, sovereignty, love it. And we also have a number 29, Wolf Moon for hunger coming in here. Ooh, look at that, the wolf howling at the moon there. All right, let's see what we need to know here. A number 41, Queen of the Moon, sovereignty. You have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views should you choose to do so. So you can be a mediator, a person of peace. The buck stops with you, however, and you are powerful. Act like it. You know, fix your crown and carry on. The affirmation, I reign over my own realm. Companion stone or metal is platinum. I reign over my own realm. Yes, love it. All right. Number 29, Wolf Moon for hunger. This is the full moon for January, so a couple months from now. Feed the good, didn't I literally say that? And hope within you. There will always be a lean part of the cycle. Prosperity will come. Do not let your hunger blindly dictate your actions entirely. You know, that would be your ego. And when that happens, it pushes your spirit out of the way. The affirmation, I recognize all that I hunger for. Companion stone or metal is Amazonite. I recognize all that I hunger for. You know, trust and believe that you will be taken care of. You will be provided for, even in the lean times, you guys. Like I said, I remind myself it won't always be this way, and Lord knows it could always be worse, and I don't want that. So I am grateful and thankful, even for the struggle, you guys. All right, let's get an Angel Answers Oracle here. Maybe you have questions, and this is a way for your guides and your angels to answer or communicate with you a little bit for November, Cancer. And they are telling you meditation brings answers. Slow down, you guys. I mean, I know in this world it's fast-paced, fast-moving, but sometimes we just have to slow down and woo-saw right on out the door with any kind of mess, like just let it go, let it be. Surrender the outcome is something I'm also hearing here as well. All right, let's get some daily healing mini deck messages here for you for this month of November, Cancer. Let's see what else you need to know here. All right, we have be aware that your thoughts and feelings are just as impactful as your actions. They have power. That's why when you meditate or when you're doing any kind of spiritual work, be mindful of your energy, your thoughts, and your feelings. If they aren't lining up with, the things you're trying to manifest, then wait until they do. So you'll put chaos in the middle and the universe is like, well, you said this, but your thoughts and feelings were a little cloudy here. So cloudy with a chance of meatballs, maybe. All right, we have remind yourself that you are a soul spirit being. Yes, your spirit should be in charge, not the ego, you guys. And ooh, my little ego, boy howdy, he rears his ugly head sometimes, and I'm like, hey, listen here, All right, let's get some language of flowers, mini deck messages here for you for November, Cancer. Let's see what else you need to know. We're going to put some flowers in your vase over there. Okay. You get 3 of them this month. Hey. So the first one we're putting in your vase is tuberose for desire. Be certain of where you place your passion, have a goal is pretty much what I'm hearing here. Red rose for courage. Be brave, be strong, believe. So red rose going in your vase. And then orange blossom for enthusiasm. The best can be here. Believe it. So twice here you're getting believe. You have to believe, you guys. That is when things start happening, when you believe. That's when things start showing up. That's when you start seeing things, is when you believe. All right, we're going to get your bonus from the Animal Tarot. Thank you so much for running the numbers up on last month's reading. All right, who would like to be Cancer's spirit animal guide? Okay, that's a little too many, but let me look. Spirit said this one here. Ooh, I love it. The World, number 21. The Shetland Sheepdog. You have Lassie coming in for you. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. Oh my goodness, see, you had goals and you're smashing them. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons life offered you with grace and courage. Oh my goodness, grace, courage, confidence, and believing have been a big theme for you this month of November, Cancer. So, all right, Cancer, these are your messages. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure you smash the heck out of that like button, that old thumbs up button down there. Hit it with the razzle dazzle. If you haven't already and you find you keep coming back here, please subscribe to the channel, you guys. That truly means so very much to me. me. I love growth. I love expansion. I love being able to interact with all of you. It really does bring a lot of joy into my life. You know, you are part of the teamwork that makes this dream work, and I wouldn't be able to do it without all of you. So sometimes we just have to seek an expert, but look at her, how she has her arms open wide to her face up to the sky. She is ready to welcome in blessings with an open heart, an open mind, open arms, ready to catch these blessings that are about to rain down on her. Remember to call your spirit home, especially if you're feeling like, you know what? I don't feel right. You know, sometimes we really have to check in with ourselves. Keep looking forward. Be as patient as you can. Life is a journey. Life's a dance. We learn as we go. Remember to choose happiness. Believe that you can do whatever you set your hand, heart, and mind to. Meditation will bring the answers in. The world is your oyster. So get them pearls, baby. All right, Cancer, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. And I want to say thank you. Blessed be. Namaste and goodbye.